Welcome back, everyone. My name is Eltamar, and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Rogue Trader, where we looked at last time. We killed a Chaos Space Marine. He's down there in the dirt, Aurora, and we did level up, so let's do that. I think it's going to be a relatively quick level up, because I believe we're just getting our new, subclass, which in this case is going to be Master Tactician for our main character. So we get Tactical Advantage as an improvement. The Master Tactician gains 1 stack of Tactical Advantage for every 5 momentum gained by the Master Tactician or their allies. The Master Tactician begins combat with a number of Tactical Advantage stacks equal to their Fellowship bonus, which we have lots of. And we also get Press the Advantage. The Master Tactician empowers their next attack to deal 4% additional damage for every stack of Tactical Advantage that Master Tactician has, and loses half of their stacks of Tactical Advantage rounded up. That's the archetype we're going with. For our tanky character, we're going to choose Vanguard. We get Unyielding Bacon. Each attack against the I know it's Beacon. Each attack against the Vanguard grants them 1 stack of Unyielding Bacon. Each stack increases the resolve by 1 to maximum of plus 15. All allies in a 2-cell radius around the Vanguard gain 1/5 of that bonus. Temporary wounds applied to the Vanguard now stack, but only remain stacked until the start of their next turn. At the start of the turn, the remaining temporary wounds are reduced to the largest amount granted by 1 applied effect. If the remaining number of temporary wounds is less than the number of stacks of Unyielding Bacon, it becomes equal to the number of stacks even if the Vanguard has no temporary wounds at the start of their turn. So, it's going to be very tanky. For her, I was torn between Arch Militant, which I think is more in line with her, general class, and Bounty Hunter. She's not really a Bounty Hunter, she's a Sister of Battle, so I'm going with Arch Militant. Versatility. Whenever the Arch Militant uses an attack that is of a different type from their previous attack, the Arch Militant gains a stack of versatility. The valid attack types are single shot, single target melee, area shot, or burst. The Arch Militant gains +3 weapon skill and 3 ballistic skill for every stack of versatility. If the Arch Militant has 4 or more stacks of versatility, they deal an additional 10+ weapon skill bonus % or 10+ ballistic skill bonus, whichever is highest. Cool. Next character is going to be Heinrichs, and I'm going to take Assassin with him because I think that sounds super cool. The Assassin sees single opening for an enemy. Let me restart that. The Assassin sees a single opening for each enemy on one of the enemy's sides. Opening. Whenever the Assassin hits an opening, excluding overpenetration, they deal an additional +10% of the target's max wounds damage. After an attack, if the opening is moved to the opposite side of the enemy, each enemy's openings that were not hit during the Assassin's turn are moved to a random side of the enemy at the start of the next turn. Okay, fair enough. So there's openings. What was the other ones? Just really quickly before we jump into that. Arch Militant and Assassin. We have an Arch Militant, so I'm going to go with Assassin. Yeah, we'll see what it does. Sounds interesting anyways. For this character, Pascal, I think I'm going to take Bounty Hunter. That sounds neat. They are methodical killers who leave trails of dead bodies in their wake. A bounty hunter chooses the next target before the previous one is even realized it's dead. Crit hits, defense reduction, killing key targets, and repositioning. Hunt down the prey. The bounty hunter may market any enemy in combat as prey. Whenever the bounty hunter kills a target marked as prey, they gain a stackable bonus until the end of combat. The bonus depends on the enemy difficulty tier. The Roman numeral on the enemy's icon. 1 to 2 is 25% of the bounty hunter's maximum wounds are given as temporary wounds, plus 25%. 3 to 4, 5 times prey difficulty tier percentage critical damage, and 2 times prey difficulty tier percent critical hit chance until the end of combat. 5 to 7 is all of the above, and Hunt Down the Prey has 3 charges at the start of combat. Interesting. Should be interesting to try it out. For her, I don't know why it just kicked us out of that screen, but fair enough. Okay. I'm going to go with Grand Strategist, I think. A master of battlefield positioning for themselves and their allies, the Grand Strategist is able to increase the battle effectiveness of their party by designating and strengthening an important part of the battlefield. Battlefield control, ally buffs, unique utility, enemy debuffs. Yeah, let's try it out. Worth trying out all these things. Combat tactics. The Grand Strategist analyzes the battlefield and creates specific areas, providing bonuses to all enemies, including the Grand Strategist. Frontline, backline, and rear. In the first round of combat, all 3 areas can be created in 1 turn. The following rounds, only 1 of them can be created per turn. All areas can be moved with corresponding abilities once per turn, and cannot overlap. If there are 2 or more Grand Strategists in the party, the combat tactics areas are common for all the Grand Strategists, and the highest intelligence bonus and fellowship bonus of the Grand Strategist is used. There can not be more than one frontline, backline, or rear on the battlefield. Regardless of the ability to use, the Grand Strategist always acts first in combat. Cool beans. So there we go, we got all of them done. We have all of our new things. So we can go to the voice ship bridge there. There's many different shuttles we can take. All of these are available to us because we saved them all. I still can't believe how much that lead gunner shot us. I also have his sniper rifle, which does crazy damage. The rebel sniper rifle is 18 to 25 damage, 20% armor pen, additional 15% hit chance, rate of fire 1, which is not as good, but damn does that thing hit really hard. It almost killed most of our characters very quickly. That's our poor shuttle. It's been turned into explosion. The Grand Viaduct for receiving esteemed guests is buried under the rubble. I don't think there's anything else to loot here, so let's just grab a shuttle and head out. We're gonna need to make a new fancy shuttle for ourselves at some point, but off to the void ship bridge. It's time to leave. The slowest 5% is the last 5%. There we go. Alright, so we're being approached by... That's us. We're approaching them, I should say. Vox Master Vigdis. Thanks be to the Emperor you're alive, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. Before anything else, I want to hear an account of what happened to the system's sun. The Voxmaster falters, Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star and then, my apologies, but I struggled to find the words that could describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. The interrogator closes his eyes and grimaces, Drukari. You see Abelard's expression change as if a shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple warily, as if we did not have enough troubles on our hands already. The Xenos? Enemies of humanity? Heinrichs nods, a breed of the Eldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of the ship matches the description provided by the Vox Master. Like all Xenos, the Drukari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect, and many of these creations are capable of things that may seem akin to the sorcery, to the unenlightened eye. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they're capable of. Is there any chance we can recover the Rykat star? Heinrichs glances at you with wary incredulity. Are you proposing that we ask for it back? No, rogue trader, the sun is lost. We must accept that as fact and deal with the consequences. Heinrichs glances around. The situation calls for immediate action. We can continue this conversation later if you so wish, but right now, he gestures at the deck teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command. What is happening on the planet now? Our augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's powers at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragments of communications picked up by our Vox operators, there is practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous final dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Why did you not send a shuttle to the planet for me? I do apologize, your lordship, but we were unable to receive your request for evacuation. The Vox link was overrun with vile interference. Screams, blasphemous hymns, and other equally sinister noises. Any who listened to the interference for a protracted period lost their sanity. Several dozen operators went mad monitoring the Voxcaster in the hope of hearing your voice. Each of them waited in vain. What's the current situation on board? The navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. Pascal's voice buzzes anxiously from his Vox. It may be angry, or perhaps it's lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnissiah grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel. Any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Rykad Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we have shuttles salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving people from a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving the people who at this moment look to the heavens in hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electro-priests who guard and tend to it. Abelard furrows his brows. Every moment we spend in proximity to the dying world, we're putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykad Minoris. The von Valencius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so, lamentable as it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Heinrich's eyes, like two deep, dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge towards death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the arch-enemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos, a sacrifice great enough to bring forth a demon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Electro-Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rykad Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can even see it from orbit. As I do see, the storm is already upon us. Or as do I see, the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking, we need to get out of here while we still can. Something lurking in the depths of your consciousness bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The speck of horror you feel takes your breath away. It's as if you're planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already wrapped in a thread stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. We're not doing dogmatic, of course. We will not waste any time on this world. Pull back and begin preparations for translation to the warp. Heinrich's eyes grow wide in astonishment. The souls of millions of subjects of the Imperium are in your hands. Reconsider. Rykad Minoris must be obliterated before it's in the thrall of the archenemy. Do not forget yourself, Inquisitor. One more objection from you, and I shall forget all about the need to deliver you to Footfall alive. You detect a flicker of something beneath Heinrich's sanguine mask. Anger? Bitterness? Whatever it may be, it does not seep into the interrogator's dispassionate voice. In that case, I consider it necessary to point out that the mark of the arch-enemy could infiltrate the ship along with any rescued people. Keep that in mind for the future. As you will, your lordship. We're out of here. The bridge is in upheaval, the Technomat's prayers mixed together in a senseless cacophony, while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. Magos, if we do not bring the situation under control, we will all perish. Act swiftly. Pascal shoots you a look of fierce pride and says with gravity, "You are right, this is my temple." His vox booms with power. Tech comrades, heed my instruction. The mayhem immediately subsides and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnissiah's servants start working in sync, and the Binheric clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Now make this rebellious lump of metal take us out of here. Your lordship, I will not tolerate such disrespectful behavior towards the machine spirits in my sanctum, no matter how dire the circumstances may be. The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hand, extends a mechadendrite towards you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. Step up to it, let's do it. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnissiah's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see a mouth of a cyber gargoyle the same as the gate to the warrant chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of the machine spirit propitiation. Senior technomats recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the campanological protocol Omnissiah Rejoice. I must inform you that for purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of the datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch, the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hands. A minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, the Cyber Gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core, where the machine spirit dwells. To it will offer prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for detective connections and launch the warp sextant. Pascal's voice grows quieter. The laws of the Omnissiah know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side and placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and we may receive his blessing. Alright, let's do it. The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on this vid screen before you changes. Connecting. 00001, 00002, 00003. Success. Registry 7890344. Access initiated ID 8627. Nom OS. Operate respect. Reach out and touch the keys on the instrument panel. It does more things. Lord Captain. Pascal stops and then continues more calmly. Please, you'll anger the machine spirit before we remove the restriction. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. One of the Cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them into the cogitator slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of blood that the Cyber Gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head. Watching vid screen. Suddenly he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechadendrites, clicking their pincers, pull at one lever after another. The vid screens fill with a string of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magus. Don't interfere, let him do his thing. After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off a foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out the massive errors of the warp sextant's calculations is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. A warp engine cannot be filled with motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, Magos continues uncertainly, perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol, or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and his static image changes. Pascal is too engrossed to notice. Let's look at it. Input pack comp. OS stab true, OS stab false, stat check initiated, perturb registry, disturb registry, nom OS operated restored quarry. Magos and Newman, a moment if you will. Pascal turns towards you, his flickering visor betraying his anxious state. Lord Captain, He stops short when he sees the vid screen. Distorted transmissions from the data core, most likely. Residual cognitive functions of the built-in servitors. Omnissiah shield us from machine ghosts. He returns to manipulating the cogitator's command ruins. Machine spirit? Actually, quarry? What quarry? The cogitator's servant creaks quietly in his joints, a sound that is drowned out by Binharic hymns and the tapping of command runes. We have a ping. Required response, injury, rescue, or query. Rescue, yes, machine. Spirit, rescue us. Pascal turns to you, Lord Captain. The excess emotion in your command will render it unintelligible to... Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vidscreen begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images, or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest's vox crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever. Registering warp sextant activated. Registering data stream stabilizing. Registering 0 data errors found. Reporting the warp engine is ready for translation. After a pause, Pascal adds, I'm also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle. If the criterion, thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of deactivation. Lord Captain Rever here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to the warp, your lordship. Translate to the warp, let's go. We're waiting for you to send to the captain's throat, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us. Time to go back into the warp. We're leaving. The sun is very toast. Looks like we're about to leave. Got the window shielding going on. Reminds me a little Darkest Dungeon.
Valencia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Coronis expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Is there like a giant crematorium on the ship? Is that what that was? We've completed Chapter 1. Fancy. We're going back to talk with our crew some more. Lord Captain, allow me to report our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furabundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furabundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning warp in the Coronis expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and to allow the servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Dargonis, Janus, and Kiava Gamma. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium, and the Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the von Valencius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading, and I quote, apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible. Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Kyrieru Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he'll be interested in talking to you as well, Eltamar. I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Eltamar. Once that's done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection right, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Eltamar von Valencius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator, provided he possesses the data decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice. Are you leaving us, Heinrichs? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no further. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I have elsewhere. Okay, so be it. Heinrichs replies with a respectful nod. He is an Inquisitor. We're going heretical. This is not gonna work out between us. Let's just put it that way. Argenta, who is this Reverend Hieronymus who wants to talk to me? He is the head of the Drusian mission here on Footfall, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompanying the new rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your voyage ship, I request to meet with Reverend Hieronymus. Okay. Bigdis, tell me about the system. Her abundance is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers, and rogue traders traversing the Coronis Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adeptus Mechanica station, which is off-limits to outsiders. Alter Templum Calixus X-17. I had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech comrades of the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. Alright. Well, what do I need to know about Footfall? It's the largest port and the trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own astropathic choir, the Coronis Expanse Communications Nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as its outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble its central worlds. But so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium, although I've heard the tides it sends are underwhelming to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of the rogue traders who transcend certain Imperial laws by virtue of the warrant that they bear. Footfall's a brief stop was next. As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your protectorate, the time will come for your Magnae Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It's mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privileges granted by the warrant, and yet it is a major milestone in your personal history. The moment your name graces the list of heads of the Von Valencius dynasty, we are all looking forward to that day, Captain. Abelard, tell me about the liege. Vladimir Tokara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of the Casbelica mission, the largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calixus sector. They specialize in the cold trade, the buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Footfall was previously run by a liege who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladimir Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Casbelica, but also their most powerful ally in the Coronis Expanse, rogue trader Caligos Winterscale. Vladimir is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise high in the Casbelican hierarchy. Keep all this in mind. You're a rogue trader, you stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Casbelican barons cross swords with rogue traders and emerge victorious. Do not forget that and remain vigilant. Casbelica, vile tech thieves. Pascal's Vox barks out the last word like a profanity. Why does the liege want to see me so bad? Not you personally. He wishes to meet with the rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. Takara does not know about Lady Theodora's death and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong on Footfall if our astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an anodyne message. We have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall astropathic choir was the only missive Master Zachary has received lately. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the translation from the warp into real space. Bigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set into motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Vigdis turns to you again. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise and you inheriting the title. Liege Takara will be informed. It is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he's expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive at the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito. I'm gonna show up as the rogue trader. Screw that. I'm not beating around the bush. I am the rogue trader. It will be done, Lord Captain. Vigdis bows again. With your gracious permission, I return to my duties. Not gonna try and go in there all willy-nilly. Going in as the rogue trader. Now we're in Furibundus. Let's take a look at the system. Lord Captain, Raver's voice over the Vox sounds weary rather than annoyed. Getting reports of several ships moving towards us, judging by the fact that they're not responding to our hails and the telemetry shows a trail of macro batteries. They're not here for chinwag. Ready to issue orders to prepare for battle at your command. Let's do void combat, I guess. I don't know how this works, but I'm kind of excited to see how void stuff works. Is it turn-based combat like everything else? Yes, it looks like it is. So there's 2 Cobra-class destroyers coming in, and that's our ship. The elected representative of individual merit. Okay, battles in space and surfaces work quite differently. In space combat, the battlefield is separated into 3 zones marked by various degrees of brightness: acceleration zone, mid-movement zone, and movement zone. They travel at high speeds, even during combat, which is why both your ships and those of their enemies must move a certain distance each round. You can only enter turn once your ship has traversed the minimum distance required. Okay. To move the ship, left mode button on the cell of the battlefield. Once you do, see a hologram of the ship, allowing you to evaluate the efficacy or efficiency of future attacks and actions from that position. Left again to confirm, right click to remove. Okay. Sorry about that, I had to pause for a brief moment to deal with something. Alright, now where are we at? So, we can shoot, we can move. Do we just kind of move like this, and then... What do we got for guns? We have a lance weapon. Or do we just shoot our dorsal gun first? Let's shoot our dorsal guns first. Okay. Then we lance... yeah, no. Ships have shields. Okay. We also have shields. We can refill them once. We can refill them, but it makes our ship weaker. That was a good shot. We do have torpedoes. We'll keep moving a little bit. Kind of like this. We'll go a little bit further. Okay, that ship is gone. And then we start to turn. Great. One ship's gone. So they're coming around behind us. That's actually not great for us. It hits for 21. That does hurt a little. And then nothing. This is bad. We don't have a really good turning arc for this. But let's try and see what happens. We need to turn around. We are out of range with all of our guns. Don't think we can do much this turn, honestly. They're coming around to the side of us. A little bit of damage. Can I just turn? Is there just like a pivot? Swing around, full U-turn. Okay, yeah. Perfect. It's a little bit better. We are not in line of sight to shoot, but I'll shoot some torpedoes anyways. See what happens. You fire a torpedo salvo. Torpedoes will appear next turn in the priority order. Once the turn begins, you'll be able to direct them. Your torpedoes can pass through space occupied by your flagship without damaging it. Okay. Enemy ships can attack your torpedoes and destroy them. Super. He's coming around. Okay. These are our torpedoes, I think, right? Yeah. So torpedoes own. That was amazing. Probably cost us something. We got some experience. We got some damage. Enemy attacks can penetrate your shields and damage your hull. This damage remains after battle's over. Must be repaired. Open your screen with V and make repairs to your ship. Use scrap to repair a ship. Okay. Super. We'll figure that out as soon as we get to a screen. We're at a screen. V. How do I repair my ship? Hull repair. 16 scraps. We have a good amount of scrap. Okay. Maybe we should upgrade our hull at some point. It's pretty cheap to do, honestly. Let's do it once. Nice. Okay. So where are we exactly? We're in a galaxy which appears to be new. Oops, I didn't want to go anywhere. I'm just looking. There's an altar templum, Calixis X10. There's a dead world. There's the Drusus Blessing, and then there's Footfall. I'm kind of tempted to go to Footfall first, because I think it's going to be an important place. Let's quickly scan this dead world. We're here. Let's take a quick look. Nothing yet. Alright. What's the... You know what? Let's go to Footfall first. We'll go to Drusus Blessing afterwards. I want to hit up a store. There's got to be stores, right? It's a trade hub. Okay. Chips inspection. Let's go in. So we can go to the Void Dock. Yeah, nothing else. Bring in our group along, our normal people. Oh, right, we don't... Right, Heinrichs is going to be leaving. Okay, that's fair enough. Maybe he'll rejoin later or something. Kind of looking forward to playing with him, but you know what we can do is give Adira a sniper rifle. And level her up, obviously. That is a giant skull angel statue. I like how they're standing very close to those jet things. The shuttles like jet engines. No one seems to be too concerned about it. Liege representative. The welcome reception is not particularly long, but it does attract attention. Everyone is dressed in their finest apparel, every button gleaming. Standing in front of the others is a woman with a clearly expensive implant. She bows in solemn courtesy. Rogue Trader, Footfall welcomes you on behalf of the Liege Lord Vladame Tokara. Please allow me to express my joy at your arrival. The Liege awaits you at his residence, but should you have other business to conduct at the station, I'll be honored to serve as your guide. Cassia's lips curl slightly. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Adira jerks her head, shakes it, and hisses through her teeth. Someone's coming, and they're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Abelard sighs and casually places his hand on his weapon. Who's coming? Judging by the voices, there's a lot of them. Angry, they got teeth, but they aren't that sharp. Their strength is in their numbers. Pray, what are you talking about? What could you mean by such a cryptic pronoun? She doesn't get to say the rest.
Hey, newcomers! How's this for a warm welcome?
Wow, they really just killed them all. I didn't get a chance to level up or equip Adira, so that kind of sucks. Do you think we can equip her before combat starts? Possibly? No. Okay, well, what do we got here? We got armored Anvers, we got Anver thugs, we got a bloodstained Amelia. Well, alright, let's get this party started. Let's put Argenta here to start shooting maybe at Amelia. She could probably move up somewhere. Actually, what's the turn order looking like? Bad, really bad. Holy crap, is our turn order terrible. Actually, wait, I think Cassia does get to go first, though, so that is a good start. Cassia, you're going to be right there, and you're going to blast people to death. At least some of them. Maybe you go here, actually, and blast in sort of a thisward direction. Okay, Adira, put you here. You can snipe. Abelard, go tank. That's your job. You're pretty good at it. Pascal, I need you to be somewhere. You're not too far down the turn order, so I'm going to put you here. You can come in to fight these guys, I guess. And our main character is going to be buffing people. Maybe Argenta doesn't go there. Maybe Argenta goes here instead. But we switched her out with our main character. And we put her not there. Maybe we move Adira to here. And Argenta there. Okay. Sure. Alright, Cassia, what do you got? How can we do this? Pretty easily, actually. That's most of them. Let's start with that. That kills a good chunk. Front line marks an area. Oh, right, we can set up our front line. Alright, I need to set up a front line. How about front line here? Back, wait. Let's put a back line here. With these three. Okay. And then back line over here.
If only that were possible.
There. Okay, that sets that all up. Let's just bring it down on Argenta. And then you can just kinda not shoot Abelard ideally, but it's only a 16% chance. You'll be fine.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Problem solved. Furious recital. Get that momentum starting to build up for our person that uses momentum. And you're done your turn. That looks pretty decent. Next turn.
Here we go.
Oh, there's more people over there. I didn't realize there was some there. Whoops.
Dare you?
Cassie got hit by a pretty decent shotgun blast. There's a lot of people coming in over there. Alright, Pascal's turn. He could come in here and fight these ones. A couple of these guys didn't die. But first of all, let's get some stuff going. What are you in terms of enemy? You're at 2. I'll still bounty hunt you. Why not? Flash only takes 1. This will probably just kill him in a single hit, honestly, but we'll see. Yes, he definitely just evaporated. Alright, next person is gonna be... I don't know. This is a worrying group over that way, but it's fine.
My vow is to serve.
Hunt that one down, I guess. Next turn.
Out of my way.
This is gonna hurt. Another shotgunner.
Help me, Lord Captain.
Cassia, stop taking shots.
I can handle this.
Oh, this is gonna be bad too.
Observing the loss of a unit.
Cassia is down.
Show me what you've got.
Annoyingly, but that's okay. She was
Let's
focus
get to
fired
it.
by shotguns.
I'm here, maggot.
There's a lot of them. Okie dokie. You are a sniper. Wish you had a turn earlier. You could have saved Cassia by putting dodge and stuff on her, but such is life. Do we just bring this guy down? Let's do some debuffing first. Analyze him. And expose weaknesses. Then just shoot him in the face with a precision shot. 18 damage is okay. Not great. Alright, main character buffing people up. Shield. Bring it down on whom? We need to move. Let's get to cover. Bring it down on you. There's nobody. I guess just Pascal could do nothing. I guess he could shoot. He does have a gun. We could also just shoot. Potentially. Not great at shooting, though. Okay, let's give Abelard a turn. I don't think we'll be able to charge in. It's gonna have to be a Tira. Didn't quite kill him. Close though. And sure try.
Nothing I can't do.
We missed. Okay, Argenta. Your turn. $84% chance to hit the box. Great. Almost no chance to hit those guys. If we shoot there, we have an 84% chance of hitting the guy in front. Who's a thug. They're both thugs. No chance to hit that one. We just need to find a better position. We have running guns, so let's just shoot something.
Faith
Let's shoot that
without
way.
deeds is worthless.
Okay.
I'll do it.
%92 chance to hit. Or 92% chance to hit. 31% chance to hit that one. Okay, that one's dead. Alright, Abelard's turn finally. He's not in range to charge, unfortunately, but he can get into range of Bloodstained Amelia. At the very least, he can do some damage.
It will be done.
Maybe should have used Endure, but
Here we go.
here we are. More shotgun damage. Our cover!
Let's make it quick.
Pascal's turn. We could run in here and kill these things, I guess. There's just the two of them back here. Destroy this one. It's really all we need to do that turn, I think.
Emperor, protect me!
So she's taking some damage.
The heretic!
However, Idira just got killed in a single shot.
Let's get to it.
They shot their own person.
Time to slaughter someone.
We have to run back to our ship to heal our crew up.
Go hand in hand.
Off to the first combat in this place. Wasn't expecting this many enemies.
Suits my purposes.
We're no longer in cover with their Argentina. Yes, the country. Sure, shoot there.
Eradicated. Each strike is a
Hit that
prayer.
guy. That was good. We killed another one. And we don't have any more action points, so now it's her turn for realsies. However, I think we're almost out of ammo.
As
We
the
have one
Emperor
shot,
commands,
so we gotta
I
reload.
act.
And then just kind of shoot this guy in the face, I think. He's not gonna die, though.
Doubt is for the weak. You, my emperor.
Almost died, though. Close. Not quite.
Victory is imminent.
Oh, he got knocked down. That sucks. But we're using Enduro, obviously, because we can't get any closer to her. Get launched away. This is gonna suck.
Let's get to it.
We need more AoE. Our AoE is a little lacking right now. I'm leaving that thug alone because I don't care about it. Let's do this. This. And then big hit. Almost killed her. We should have put Bounty Hunter on her. Damn. Oh well, we can do that still. She might move away and then die. Nope, she's attacking in melee. Oh.
Here we go.
Can you even hit Abelard? I think our Gent is fine. She can take down that last one. Oh, it's too far away. We have a 40% chance of hitting that one. Why not? It actually worked.
Your biggest mistake.
Good job. Let's just give people stuff. Okay, so let's give someone a turn. A full turn to do a murder. You. There's still 2 thugs over here we can kill.
I will do my duty.
He didn't quite kill that one. It's a little annoying, honestly.
I took care of this one.
But those 2 are dead now. There's still 3 enemies remaining. Who are the 3? That Anver there that's almost dead, and then the thug right with Pascal, and then the leader. And that's all we can pretty much do. You're done your turn effectively. If I move here, I have run and gun, and I can shoot both of these people.
As the Emperor
89%
commands.
chance. Shoot her in the face, and then we go...
Faith
Revel and
without
slaughter.
deeds is worthless.
We do this. Just move closer.
The
Very least we can
enemies
move
of
some
the
cover,
Emperor
get that
will be
bonus going.
undone.
86% chance to shoot her. Dead. 1 person left alive. I don't think we can get back to range on him. Maybe.
At your beck and call.
Yes. No, not quite. Very close. Then again, we can just do another heroic turn.
A tactically
up.
sound approach.
Stab
It
him in
will
the
be
face. Alright, what are our debuffs? We might have to go back to our ship to solve the problem. There's a cutscene. The shivering young servant looks up at you with horror in his eyes. Emperor, protect me. They killed. Every time I warn them, and they all go, Dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought? Adira spits on the ground in annoyance. A gang of puny thugs attacked me, the Emperor's anointed. Rogue traitor von Valencia. Such a poorly organized attempt on my life can only be seen as a personal affront. I would wager that this was not an assassination attempt, but rather a common raid. The half-wits had no idea they'd run into you, Lord Captain. Still, wouldn't hurt to be on our guard. The great have been known to fall to the pathetic. We can attest this from our recent experience. Abelard frowns and rubs the bridge of his nose as if fatigued. Your Lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I tell you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Takara. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shootings, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often, unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this. Yes, I'm sorry, Your Lordship. I'll just report to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Alright, what are our debuffs for that fight? Actually, none. Weird. Oh, yeah, we do have one. Never mind. Crippled arm. Okay, that's not important. Adira didn't get one for some reason, but she does need to level up, so let's do her levels really quickly. Instant exposure. Oh, wait. Do we already have that one? No, we don't. So let's do that. And then we'll grab ballistic skill. And then we'll grab intelligence. And then we'll grab... maybe that? Or we can just give her better psychic powers. She's got Minoris. Oh, she can't get Minoris because we have to be level 19. I see. We could give her second sight. Gives her better ability to shoot spells. Let's do that, actually. That's not a bad idea. Okay. And then this dismantling attack thing. I like not being able to move. That's a good one. Oh, someone already have, never mind. Dodge and armor, I guess? Sure. And now we get to pick a thing. She's going to be a bounty hunter, I think, too. Or an assassin. We don't have an assassin anymore. Do they always have to use daggers, though? I wanted to be ranged, so I think I'm going to go with bounty hunter. Yeah. Okay. Cool, cool. She needs better items. Also, I kind of wish we had taken off Heinrich's items, because I think he stole some armor from me. Maybe we get him back later. Anyways, let's give Adira a sniper rifle. A better sniper rifle, I should say. And let's loot some dead bodies. Lots of dead bodies to loot. There's some more goods over here. We'll look through all of this stuff later. There's a note to read. What are we dealing with in this area? So there's a void ship bridge. There's Opticon at 22. There's more thugs to loot. Let's just finish looting bodies and then we'll deal with all the rest of this.
Weakness.
There's goods there.
Alpha Row, the best dock on footfall. It is clean, well equipped, and caters to a higher class of traveler.
Commerce, 100%.
By local
The
standards.
container is labeled Destination Janice. It's covered in dust. Must have spent a long time at the docks.
A very polite way of saying a filthy hole that's slightly less filthy than the rest, Seneschal.
We're on that side. Okay, so we're facing that way. Now I'm facing the way I wanted to face. So all these people had died. There's definitely more loot over here. A dead body or something. The corpse looks horrifying. The victim was thoroughly beaten before being shoved in the crack between the boxes. One of the hands is a blood-stained piece of paper. We'll read that in a sec. At first glance, these look like standard containers, but their frames have been reinforced and their sealing improved to keep the smell in. They're being used to transport contraband. Okay, well, it's good to know.
Follow my lead!
Another body over here. Vladisem is not a man to be messed with. A far cry from the old liege. Oh, there's just another letter to pick up here. Okay, there's still one more loot over this way. Rations and sundries. Some goods. Shotgun. There's definitely goods behind there. How do I get to there? Oh, there's buttons. 1 blank 345. We don't have a code for that yet. Okay. Good to know. I'm looking for a store. What's Opticon 22? A tall, hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. A breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin on his hands is a sickly gray hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving an air of... oh my god, I can't even say that word. Lugubriousness? 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 Lugubriousness! It's gotta be that, right? Initiating identifying procedure. This unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance Fleet and the Priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, and donations. Initiating official greeting procedure for esteemed high-value visitors. Glorious success to House von Valencius. The Benheric aria begins to flow from the scratched box attached to the Tech Priest chest, requesting information exchange regarding contractual obligation Logistar Theta. Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances and a short series of Benheric signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. Let's see what he's got for trade stuff. There's some decent looking stuff around here. Like an arc rifle. We already have an arc rifle, but that's a lot of levels we can do. Okay, let's take a quick peek here. If we were going to do some building up, like the Omnissiah axe is very, very good for Pascal, obviously. Requires us to be at level 7. We're only at level 4. Turgan's Manual grants the owner medic bonuses. Portative Manipulator. Using reload costs 1 AP less with the... Oops, shit. Didn't mean to escape. With 0 being the lowest. Precise Lasgun, that's just okay. It has a good rate of fire, though. It might be better for a deer. There's also Power Axe, a heavy plasma gun for Pascal. This looks like all of Pascal's stuff. Okay, we might come back here to trade with him later. Let's look around for some more trade people. I know there's an item that I want to get here somewhere. I gotta figure out where it is. There's some aristocrats over here. Is Opticon the only trader? It can't be. There's gotta be more. Hangar A1.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Continue to look around a little bit. It's a rank 5 functionary. Wait your turn. Okay. Well. Fine then. Not a store. There's loot over here. Is this the box that we couldn't get in? No, it can't be. It's not in the right spot. There's a box just of goods. More items to read. More goods to read. We're going to have to read all these things. Grenader's Cloak. Wearer and their allies are immune to damage from the wearer's grenades, so you can't blow yourself up. Good to know. Lore Imperium.
Matters.
Small altar. The central spot has been given to Drusus, a saint from the neighboring Calixis sector who is widely revered in the Corona's expanse. Okay, well, we're on a new planet. I'm going to explore it in greater detail, I think, in the next video, but for now I think we're going to call it here. There's a lot of things to read next time, and we are going to have to figure out where in the city we want to go. There's Rest of Footfall, there is Void Ship Bridge, obviously there's loot we can't get to because we don't know the password. I'm sure there'll be some sort of hint for it. At least I hope so, otherwise I'm going to have to look around and figure out how to get into it. And other than that, I might glance around for any other stores. It doesn't... I thought there was a supply... I thought I saw something that said supplies and stuff. Hang on. I'm almost certain I did. I just don't remember where now. I kind of got a little bit jumbled up. There's an engine seer there. That's not super helpful. There we go. Rations and supplies. Ragman. Ragman, what do you got? Take this rubbish back to where we found it. He only buys from the best Recoglier. Does that mean we can't trade with you? Okay, I guess not. I was kind of hoping we could talk with him for some loot, but I guess not so much.
Victory awaits.
Alright, well, I'll be back in the next video, and we'll finish exploring this area, reading all the things, and then moving on with the game. Take care, see you next time.